Hey guys. So today is July 29th, 2020. Coronavirus. It's the topic. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's dying. It's really scary. And if you are paying attention to the stock market, you might have noticed something happened today and yesterday with Kodak. Kodak? What does Kodak have to do with anything? Well, for starters, I owned a lot of it. And I'm going to tell you my story in relation to Kodak, why it's important and what you can learn from it, and the cautions that are gonna, I think will be happening soon. I'm gonna fix my phone because it's a little crooked. So, a couple years ago, Bitcoin was going crazy. And Kodak announced that they were gonna come out with a cryptocurrency all their own. And I bought 500 shares of Kodak at $11.85. Now this was a couple years ago, way before I had my ability to cut my losses. I've always tried to cut my losses, but sometimes I get stubborn and I refuse because I really believe in the product or the news or even the rumor. Plus I was seeing how Bitcoin was moving, right? It had gone from nothing to 20,000, like that, all because of crypto. So if Kodak was coming out with a cryptocurrency, well, to the moon. Not quite. Went the opposite direction. And I didn't cut my losses in time. It got to the point where it was hovering around the $6 range. I'm going to be sweating a lot in this video. I apologize, but it is 100 degrees outside and my air conditioning sounds like, the exhaust on a big truck, so it's not going to be running. Kodak levels out, and I thought, I'm going to average down here. I'm going to buy a couple more 100 shares around the $6 price range. And it held for a while, and then it dropped. The cryptocurrency rumor kind of maybe never went anywhere. I don't even know. I stopped paying attention to Kodak, and I just watched my money trend lower and lower and lower. Until, kind of recently, within the last year, I noticed that Kodak was bouncing between certain ranges. Ranges of around 20 cents at a time. And I paid attention. I don't rush right in when I notice something. Oh, it's up 20 cents. The next time it goes down 20 cents, I'll buy it. I sit back, I watch, I wait. I want to see consistency in this pattern. Does it go down 20 and then go up 20? Over and over and over, bouncing in a range? Or was that a flash in the pan, boom, and then it's done? So I sat back and I watched. And sure enough, Kodak was bouncing between a range of 20 to 50 cents here and there. So I started buying and selling and swing trading it. Anytime it would drop 50 cents, 30 cents, I'd load up. Anytime it would start gradually climbing higher, I'd sell, so on and so forth. Now we cut to 2 days ago. I had a position in Kodak that I had been swing trading. I bought 1,000 shares at $2.52, 1,000 shares at, I think, $2.41, and another 1,000 at $2.20. Now, if you follow my TikTok page, you know that I am a big believer in sticking to your plan. I'm also a big believer in having a plan. And my plan, if you follow me, is $200 per trade. And sometimes I'll make one trade a day. Sometimes I'll make 3 to 4. So if I'm right on all my trades, pretty good day. If I'm wrong on all of my trades, not such a good day. If I'm even right on half, but wrong on half, hopefully my gains outweigh my losses because I like to keep my losses pretty small. Kodak started to move. And I had noticed that it was up 15 or so cents. So I started selling. 1,000 shares at $2.20, gone, $150, nice. Then it started climbing higher. Sold. Another $150, $200. Great, I'm sitting there going, hey, I'm up huge today. This is a great day for me. I'm up, I hit my goal. I made $300 or $400 in a day, all on Kodak. Terrific. I still had 1,000 shares at $2.52, plus all the stuff that I bought at $6 and $11.85 from years earlier. And this is where it's important to deviate from your plan. Because I noticed that Kodak kept running. And I Googled, I couldn't find anything. And I said, you know what, my gut is telling me I'm gonna hold on these last 1,000 shares. Even if it's a roll of the dice, even if it's a total gamble, I'm gonna take the chance because I'm suspicious. This is a huge day for Kodak, right? It had gone from like the $2 to 240 to 260 really quick. Something was telling me something is up. So I sat back on my last 1,000. I'd already hit my goal for the day on those other 2,000 shares. Market closes. Kodak hits 297. And I immediately rush to my computer to put in an order to sell my 1,000 shares at 252. And I put in the order and I hit execute and it doesn't go through. And I say, you know what? This is weird to me. And I cancel the order. And I Google again and I find something, a little bit of news. And it says, Kodak making some big announcement. And when I click on the article, it says, oh, sorry, this page no longer exists. Now, either it's some sort of fake news, a rumor that didn't have permission to be shared yet, or something combination of the two. I'm suspicious. Cancel my order. I think I already said that. Cancel my order. Do a little more research. Markets have already closed at this point, but the stock is going crazy. Bouncing between 270 and 290. 270, 290. And I find that some journalist in Rochester, New York, which is where Kodak is based, had tweeted early this morning and then promptly deleted a tweet saying that Kodak was going to make the following day, which was yesterday, a humongous announcement that would not only affect all of Rochester, but all of America, and had something to do with coronavirus. And then I bought another 500 shares at 297. Not 1,000, because it was a rumor. I didn't know what was up. Didn't even know if it was true. But hey, total gamble, right? A lot of people say all of trading is gambling. Not all of it, but some of it sure is. And my move yesterday to buy another 500, but not 1,000, because I didn't want to go crazy on a rumor, was a gamble. I rolled the dice. I said, fuck it. If I'm wrong, I've already made a lot of money on Kodak, so if I'm wrong, I'll cut my losses, and we'll call it a day. If I'm right, who knows? Now, how do I forecast my goals on something that is a total rumor, right? My normal goal is $200, but this is something altogether different. What I did was I started looking at other stocks that have had huge breakouts. The only one I could think of at the time was Genius Brands, which went from 50 cents to $2 to $11.73 in a day and a half, 2 days. So that was what I was thinking. If Kodak can go from 290 to 11 something, that's how I can calculate out my goal. So I did. I calculated out my goal. I knew how much I stood to make. If it went to $11, great. That's where I'll set. And then I went to bed. Now I have a friend who I work with. She lives in Louisiana. Hi. And we're colleagues, sort of. She's a self-employed stock trader. I'm a self-employed stock trader. And sometimes we share ideas. So I messaged her and I said, do you have any Kodak? And she said, nah, I don't care about Kodak. I'm not in it. And I said, here's what's going on. Maybe you should throw a little at it. Maybe not. Your call. So now it was on her radar. I go to bed. Following morning, which was yesterday, I've totally lost track of my days. I don't know if this has happened to everyone else with coronavirus. Yesterday was Tuesday. Tuesday morning comes, and my phone is blowing up. It's my friend from Louisiana, and she's going, wake up. Where are you? Wake up. OMG. And I'm like, what? I check my phone. She goes, Kodak, look at it. $9. Holy shit. I wake up, rub on my eyes, sit on my computer screen, make sure this is really happening. It's 9, it's 11, it's 10, and I am selling. Not all, but a lot. Sell. And my orders are going through, and I can't believe it. And the caution is, if you are a new trader and you get in a stock like Genius or Kodak or something that has one of these massive rallies out of nowhere, be happy with the money you make if you make money. Take your profits. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Don't hold off thinking, oh, it's going to be like Genius. It's going to go to 11. It's going to go to 15. It's going to do these crazy things. The question you have to ask yourself is, if someone, the best analogy I have is if someone knocked on your door And they said, this money can be yours. And it's whatever the profit is that you currently have in a stock. You could take this money, or I can come back in an hour and it might double. But it might also be nothing. What are you going to do? Are you going to take that money? I think you might. If you're rolling the dice and gambling, it's a huge risk because these stocks are so volatile and so chaotic. Now you might say, hey, I bought Genius at 8 and it went to 11 and I made a lot of money, even though people were saying, don't buy it here at 8. It's overextended at 8. But it just could have easily been you buying Genius at 11.73, going, oh my God, what have I done? And if you see Genius today, it's under $2 a share. And you know someone bought Genius. They're not saying that they did it because they're embarrassed, but you know someone bought it at 11.73. And they held it. They didn't cut their losses because, please come back. I want it to go back. Someone else got a 400% rally. Why not me? I want a 400% rally, so I'm not going to sell. I'm going to hold. Now they're sitting on, they've lost 80% of their money. So, someone knocks on my door and they go, here you go. You know what I'm thinking? Can I take half? Sure. You can take as much as you want. It's your stock. I'm taking half. It's already a gamble. Right? I already said I was rolling the dice. I've already had tons of losses in Kodak before. So if I have another loss, big deal. But if I have a win, it could be huge. And it turned out that it was $9. But I still had a lot of shares left. Remember, I had some at 11.85. I had another couple hundred at 6, I think 6.17. And I had a little bit more from the 290s. So I'm holding tons of shares here. And I go to bed thinking, what a day. I took myself to McDonald's because that's where I go to treat myself. I got a Big Mac. I go to bed and I'm thinking, Kodak is going. It's just like a Genius Brands. It's going to go from 11 to 6 to 4 to 1. And it's going to happen quick. If it happens, it happens. Still got a large position, but I was already losing on those shares at 11 and at 6. So if it goes back to being a loss, it goes back to being a loss. And if I have a really good year, this year or next year down the road, I can always sell that position in Kodak at a loss to offset my taxes. Go to bed, but I'm nervous, man. Because this has never happened to me before. And that's another important distinction to make. This isn't the usual course for day traders. We're not up 3, 7, 800% in 2 days. It never happens. Rarely happens. So I go to bed. I'm tossing and turning. I'm waking up all night checking after hours. What's Kodak now? Oh no, it's down. Oh no, it's up. Oh, it's up a little. Oh, it's $12 now. Oh, it's $9. And when I woke up this morning, if you were watching, you saw what happened. And I'm going to put in a chart right here so you can see exactly what happened to this stock. It was like nothing I've ever seen before. And by the way, what Kodak was doing, in case you're wondering, is they're making hydroxychloroquine, which most doctors say doesn't really do anything. So my next thought is, this stock is going to tank because it's been proven. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for coronavirus. But I was wrong because that stock just took off this morning. It kept going. And I was sitting at my desk unloading shares all the way in disbelief, going, well, the last couple hundred I'm not going to sell. I'm just going to see where it goes. Well, the last 200 I'm not going to. Well, the last 300 I'm not going to. And it kept riding. It was crazy. It's FOMO. And FOMO is dangerous, especially if you're new. If you are experienced and you can recognize and quick get in, get out. But what ends up happening with a stock like this that is going absolutely apeshit is that it gets halted. They stop the trading and they go, hey, everyone, calm the fuck down. That's basically what's happening. And when the halt gets lifted, one of two things happen. Either a lot of shares, buy orders get filled, which drives the stock higher, or a lot of sell orders get placed and the stock crashes. And you don't know which it's going to be. But as it's getting halted and unhalted, halted and unhalted, the stock is going higher and higher and huge higher, right? It's going 20, halted, 27, unhalted, 30, halted, 36 when it's unhalted, 40, 47, 48. It hit $60. And I was selling all the way until it hit 49. And I said, that's the last one I'm going to sell. And I kept 100 shares, which I still have. And around this time, word started getting out that Jim Cramer said, whoa, this medicine, we don't even know if it really works all that well. And when it got unhalted the last time from 60, went all the way down to 30. And then it went to 28. And then it went a little higher. I think it closed around, let's find out here. Kodak, what'd you close at? Closed at 33. Absolutely wild day. Now, I thought when Kodak said we were going to be working with the government and coronavirus, I thought it was going to be ventilators, right? They already make 3D printers. How hard could it be for them to switch over to making ventilators? Medicine, a little bit of a stretch, I guess. So, I was just thinking about this. You know, Kodak now is making hydroxychloroquine, but they also make these film chemicals, you know, for developing photos. They better not mix up those batches of chemicals, right? Because someone's gonna be like, my photos aren't developing. And someone else is gonna cure their coronavirus, all right. Now here's what I want to caution you about. If you get lucky like this, first thing you have to realize is, you know, I've been trading for 10 years and I've never had a day like this in my life, or 2 days. I've never had this happen to me before, ever. When you get lucky, it'll happen occasionally. When you get lucky and you take your gain, don't chase. Don't go, oh, I sold it at 19 and it's 30. Oh, I sold it at 30 and it's 40, because you don't know at what point it's going to reverse. I'm sure you might buy it at 40 and it hits 60. But what happens when it hits 60? Are you going to say, pull the trigger here and sell? Or are you going to go, well, it hit 60, now it could go hit 90. And then it drops. So, you know, remember, nobody ever went broke taking a profit. There's no shame in selling it, buying it at 18 and selling it at 23. There's no shame in buying it at 7 and selling it at 14. There's no shame, but you have to be cautious, especially when circuit breakers are involved and the stock is getting halted and unhalted and halted and unhalted. Sooner or later, the rug is going to get pulled out and it's going to drop. So when you take a huge gain that is unprecedented for you, step back and realize this may never happen again. Second, don't think it's going to happen consistently with every other stock you buy, right? Don't just go around going, well, next time I'm going to buy 5,000 shares in a stock and hope it goes. Go back to your original plan. Stray from it if you have to, like I did, but stick to your original plan. And I know that's going to be hard, especially when you make humongous amounts of money in like a day and a half, and then you're going to want to expect big gains like that all the time. But that's not the reality. This was an aberration, and now it's back to reality, which is 200 per trade. And that can be hard. So what you need to do if this happens to you is, hey man, take the day off, take the week off. Really, you deserve it if you have a huge win like that. Take the week off, regroup, come back and go, all right, back to reality now. And the last caution is, you are gonna see a lot of people all over the internet pushing their course. I knew Kodak was gonna, my indicators, my proven methods, we knew, we were buying it 2 weeks ago because we knew. Bullshit. Nobody knew this was gonna happen except maybe some insiders. But there's not a single indicator on the planet that can predict a 400 or 800 or 600% breakout. There's not a single indicator on the planet that can tell you that Trump is gonna pick Kodak and give them a humongous loan of almost $800 million to produce a medicine in the midst of a pandemic. No indicator is going to say, yeah, here's the next one. So be careful when you hear people saying, buy my course and I'll find you the next Kodak. I could do that. I had Kodak. I could come out here and say, yeah, I knew it was going to happen. That's why I was buying it at all these different prices. Be careful. So, 20 minutes. I'm sorry, it's a rambling video. but it's a long video on purpose. There's a lot in here. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you learned something, especially if you got lucky today. If you got lucky, congratulations. If you got unlucky in the stock, I'm very sorry. I hope nobody out there bought it at 60 and is still holding it. You know, you're probably sitting there going, it'll come back, like that Simpsons episode where the pig is flying from Homer's barbecue and they're saying, it's only airborne, it's still good. Cut your losses. And if you didn't, let this be a lesson to you to cut them going forward. And what if isms are very dangerous in this market. So hope you found this helpful. If you did, please hit the bell, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Follow me on TikTok if you don't already. I post a lot of great videos there too. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. And treat yourself to a Big Mac if you had a big win. Unless you're a vegan, then don't.